Welcome back, my Nakamas. We are back for round 8, and man, do we have a throwback for you. So if you guys watched last Niagara Regionals, we had Old Man versus Old Man, and now we have a run back of Old Man versus Old Man. So we're going to get into it, but I have a little bit of a celebrity with me this time.
The only celebrity here is my man T-Mac. Come on.
Oh, come on. The man with tell me how much? 1.6?
Yeah, something like that.
1.6 million subscribers on YouTube. The man himself, Chad with a J. How you doing, man?
That's a very nice intro, T-Mac. I'm doing great. I'm actually very shocked but pleasantly happy that in EBO 1, throwing it back, like you said, to the OPO2 dominance of Whitebeard, this is something I was not expecting at a top table.
Yeah, these guys are X1 right now, so we have the top tables who are doing their thing, right? So we'll get those guys out for the round 9. But you were here last Niagara Regionals when this was meta, and man, you've seen what Whitebeard can do.
Yeah, just having that 6K base, we all know, is so clutch against, I mean, other decks other than Whitebeard. But I'm curious now, with these two having the 6K, how it's going to play out, how they're going to play differently against each other.
So basically what's going to happen here, as you know, is it's just going to be Dawn pass for the first couple of turns, and who can see what in the later couple of turns is really going to determine this matchup for sure.
So do you think that having and playing the 9 costs towards endgame will be a big difference in this matchup?
Yes, definitely. Who sees more 9 costs is going to be very key, because now you have to factor in that now you have to attach 2 Dawn to be able to swing, and now you can't follow up with a 9 cost unless you're going to go 9 cost pass.
Yes. And I guess keeping that life on top might come in clutch for the first person who either went first or second.
Yeah.
Depending on who's pulling their life, right?
That is correct. So here we're just going to see double Nami here. So just double Nami being able to search. So usually these Namis, what they're searching for is either they're searching for the Rad Beam or they're searching for the other card there, the Guard Point. Sometimes even searching off a Luffy just so you can have the Rush or the Sanji with the 2K. So tried and true Whitebeard stuff here. I wonder if our top player here is doing a little bit with the Straw Beard that we saw way back when.
Yes. That is actually a really good point. To see the differences of will it be Whitebeard dominant? Will it be Strawbeard? We'll see what one genuinely is better in this meta.
Yeah, I see a lot of lists now going for that more versatility. So we saw Nickolas earlier, and we know he was on the that newer list, the new gen Whitebeard, with all the Nico Robins and just like the board control tools to try to press for game. And he was against Sakazuki and almost clutched it out, just made a slight misplay there. But now we see him getting the run back on stream and hopefully being able to get that run back on stream. So we're going to see here how he pilots this mirror, and that's going to be very interesting to see. Like I said, these guys are X1, and being able to do that in current EB meta is just insane.
Yeah, it sounds like we have something going on with the judge at the moment, but I'm really curious. 3 Dawn up. What do you do here with 3 Dawn?
3 Dawn, you can...
Do you just swing?
You could just swing, just try to pressure life total, right? Or like trying to pressure life total against Whitebeard is not the course of action, because you're just giving them more cards, right? So usually trying to establish like a board, if you have the 2 cost Sanji, which we do see right here in Flickering, that becomes a 7K. You take the own card to hand, but now you can at least attach a Dawn and then pressure. Or do you just hold up Dawn and try to go? So here he's just gonna swing 8.
Yeah. 1 Dawn up, swinging 8. And we'll see if he counters out, if he's going to take this life. And he will counter.
Yeah, I feel like you have to kind of counter out here. It's kind of just slow down the bleed a little bit, right? Getting 2 cards out of hand, it's not the ideal, but like I feel like you want to be in control of your life, right? So
that is true. And it's not like he has a Nami or a 1 cost player to buff with that Makino. So having that 2K out actually does kind of make sense.
Yep. So here we're going to see a big play here. Dropping the Marco, just KOing that Nami. And Good play here.
Yeah,
Most people don't think those Namis are impactful, but when that Nami starts swinging for 6K in late game, you're like, oh, I never expected that,
yeah.
right? So
Or even a double mock, you never know.
you never know. Like unorthodox plays, the surprise factor is what gets you W's in these later rounds. Is
Yeah.
those unorthodox, just like I'm not expecting that, right?
And with Whitebeard, with those higher cost characters, it's not like they have much board removal
Hmm.
for the higher cost characters. So having the big bodies on here, I think will make a huge difference in this matchup.
Yep, for sure. That's one additional swing that you can get out of it, and that's how you deal with Whitebeard. You need those additional swings.
So we have at 8K going in. Now it's another big decision. Do you take? Do you block this one again? And it looks like he's taken.
Yeah, I think he has to take here because you need to see more cards. And here we're going to see a Kid Killer coming down. So now that Whitebeard,
Wow.
this is going to be a 7K swing, forcing a 2K out of hand. And that's what you kind of just need to see right now is you need to see those cards. That card is so strong, dude.
That is so strong, and it's actually great timing because it also just now most likely will take away a swing on your leader. You gotta have to focus on a kid, but an ace here.
Yep, so Ace just to get it down and then just swinging leaders, swinging Marco.
Ace is almost the exact perfect counter there because you're getting another swing in.
Mhm.
You have that rush, and you just destroyed their board as well.
Mhm.
Wow.
So, yep, leader effect proc in there. So now the bottom white beard player here has the perfect opportunity to set up for that 9-cost turn. And that's the thing with going second as Whitebeard. It's in most matchups it's good, but now in the mirror you want to be on curve dropping that 9 drop. You want to be the first one to drop that because now I'm now live, and now that he just had the perfect combo. Perfect
Yeah.
curve, 5-cost Marco into 7-cost Ace into 9-cost Whitebeard if he has it.
Yes. That is actually a great point. At 8 Dawn here, no characters on board. It's looking tough. What do you do here as well? If you have that ace, maybe you kind of control the board with that ace.
Yeah, I think if you have the ace, you drop the ace, trying to control board. So you go maybe a 7K swing onto the Marco, 7K swing onto the ace. Try to get at least one card. Even if that ace doesn't come off of board, at least you've gotten now a card out of hand,
Yeah.
right? But that Marco does need to come off a board. Ace needs to come off a board. You can't get perfect curve because now you're going to be going down to 1 life after this turn, and then it's going to be a problem.
Yes.
So it looks like he doesn't have the rush ace here, so he's going to swing. That is 8K. Let's see where he's swinging that 8K to. Is he swinging at leader is the question. And here we see on the bottom, we can see a little bit of the bottom Whitebeard players here. He is kind of full up with event cards in his hand, so he can protect the Marco if it's a Marco swing. But if it's a leader swing, it's going to be a little bit, yeah. So he has to
It did
counter out.
look like it was at that leader then.
Yep.
Wow, I can see a rush Luffy in hand.
Yeah.
I can see things that.
Oh, he does have the 7-cost ace, so he just decided not to play the
Wow.
7-cost ace. So he's just going to drop the Luffy here. And how much is he going to swing here? He's just going to swing a 6K, and then that's going to leader, I believe,
Leaving that Dawn up.
which is not bad because if you have the event card, you can at least protect yourself so
Yep.
you know you're not
You're
dying.
surviving that turn, yeah.
So just going to pass it over, taking that life. And man, when you see a Whitebeard player with like, this looks like 8 cards in hand, it is a scary sight.
Yep. Especially now the bottom player has 3 big swings and potentially an 8K swing with the leader.
Mm-hmm. So now 8K with leaders, that looks to be, that's another 7 with Marco, and even checking him with the other Marco here, with the ace. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big turn.
Yeah, it's going to be a big turn. A lot of cards will be coming out of hand from the stop player.
But you know he has the one down up, so he probably has a rad beam. I know these deck lists like to run the 0-cost bad manners kick course as well.
Oh, and he controls the board by going after the Luffy, which is an interesting play.
Yep.
Getting cards out of hand.
Yep.
Do you just let this Luffy go, or?
Like you can't afford to let it go because you need to be able to make sure, because as soon as that stays on board, being able to attach to Dawn and say, hey, now I can do whatever and swing wherever, it's super impactful.
Right. Okay, now this is where we're gonna find out. Will the 9 cost come out? I'm trying to find it. There, it looks like it
He
is in hand.
he does have it in hand, but the question is, do you drop it, especially knowing that your opponent could potentially have rush ace to basically minus your board and then start swinging over your board? Um, do you just jam it anyways and then swing 8 and hope?
I think to keep that last life up too, you almost have to play the 9 drop here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, so he's
wow.
gonna decide not to do it. Ooh,
Oh,
yeah, it's a very tough decision here. Very, very tough decision.
and it's looking like he'll stick to his gut. He'll
Yep,
swing 7. Is that enough?
7 into it, but we know that 1 down is up, so we know there's something there. That could be a rad beam, that could be a guard point, and we do see
Yeah,
the top layer.
we do see that guard point there, but we see a 2K counter coming out. Oh no,
Oh,
plays.
just a bad manners kick course. I mean, if you got to do that, you got to do that, right? Now, what card is he gonna discard here off of this bad manners kick course? And that's why this card,
Oh
ooh, so
wow.
he just discards a rad beam. Now, this is really, really interesting. Notice he didn't use the rad beam. Um, so giving the illusion to his opponent that he doesn't have another choice.
Yeah,
So either way, you're guarding for the amount, but now this just gives your opponent the idea, oh, he doesn't have another rad beam in hand. He could be bluffing another rad beam.
right. So we have a 4 cost Marco going down,
Yep,
and that's turn.
yep.
4 on up.
Now, 4 Dawn up is insane, and we saw a glimpse of the bottom Whitebeard player's hand. Having 4 Dawn and just dropping a blocker is the most troll thing ever.
Yeah.
Because knowing we know what's in his hand, but
We also see that he knows that the Luffy's on board and can swing right through that blocker.
so now you as the top Whitebeard player, you have to be wondering, what does my opponent have that he's so confident that he can just put a 4 cost on board and just be okay with it?
One thing we do have to note now, though, the bottom player's Whitebeard is almost irrelevant in a sense because you're not keeping that life anymore. And getting 9 out end game and not really doing anything with it with your other, it's not really ideal.
And here, yep, he takes the bait and he just goes full swing. And there's Rad Beam number 1,
One
and
number.
Rad Beam number 2. So going up to 10, guard
Oh
point,
my goodness.
and then so let's do the math there. That's 4 and 4. That's 8. That's 13. That's 15, 16.
Oh, and that's looking like it's game.
Yeah, that is the GG there. And yeah, so you see he took the bait.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you hate to hear that, but that is some next level of mind gaming, because just dropping it on board and saying, "Yo, if you have it, you have it." It's just like he had it. He had it indeed.
And this is the power of Whitebeard. Yes, you go down, you lose life really quick, but just being able to block such big swings with he could have blocked more.
Yeah. He had all bro, he used 3 cards and said, I'm just countering out. 3 cards. And he still had more. So you could have put 20K in front of him and he's just like, I got this.
Yeah.
That's insane. And that's why Whitebeard is such a good leader, because he can just defend so handsomely. Like, nothing that you throw at him can deal with him.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right.
and that's why he was powerful then, and that's why he's powerful now. But yeah, a Whitebeard going X1 is pretty insane for EBO1.
Absolutely. And it just goes to show I guess in that mirror matchup, you really do need to control that board. That bottom player had the big swings from the jump with that 5 cost Marco, the 7 cost on curve, like you mentioned.
Yeah, Perfect Curve Whitebeard is one of the hardest decks in the game to deal with, because you just cannot, you have to have the outs. Even for like a deck like Sakazuki, if you don't have the outs at that time, you're just losing.
Right.
And here we see a GG shakes from both Whitebeard players. Both of them have a mega respect for each other, being able to take Whitebeard to the pinnacle of top tables, which is great. They were both on table 4, so that was very good on both parts here. So very, very sick for both Whitebeard players to be able to make it up to this level of high level top tables for Niagara, which is pretty sick.
You never want to see your fellow Whitebeard get taken out at the top, but
Yeah.
you know, you got to do what you got to do.
You never want to be that guy.
Yeah.
But we are going in to what could be the final round, right? I don't know what's that top tables right now. I got to go check that out in a little bit. But it's good to have you here, my man.
Appreciate it. This was fun. T-Mac, the GOAT himself.
You were in the event today. Unfortunately, it wasn't your day today.
It didn't work out so well.
But you're going to get your run back eventually in the future because we will have a ton more of these events. And guys, if you haven't gone to one of these regionals, let Chad with a J tell you, there is a lot of fun to be had at these events.
I have lost all the time on 3, and I still came back. All right, and you honestly you get really great prizing. You meet a lot of fun people. It's fun to get these exclusive prizes that you can only get at the regionals. It's just fun to have.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I really love about this is just the sense of community, right? You get to meet a bunch of new people, new faces that you probably wouldn't have met anywhere else. I mean, like there's a ton of people like coming from the States and different places, so it's always nice to see these new people. And we even have some celebrities. I mean, Mr. 1.6.
Mr. T-Mac.
1.6 million on YouTube here.
You guys hear this immaculate voice carrying this 9-hour day?
I mean,
we appreciate you, honestly, man. This is really fun.
And I appreciate being here for you guys because I want to bring the One Piece content online because this is one of my favorite games to play. And I just love Bandai games in general. So it's always nice to be able to bring this content to you guys, especially if you can't be here. So let the people know at home where they can find you.
Absolutely. If you guys want to check out some fun content, especially in the realm of food, you can go to my channel, Chad with a J. And yeah. I also have a gaming channel, Chad with the J Games. It's not so active, but you can check out a bunch of different content from Pokemon to different types of games and stuff like that.
Maybe we can get him on some One Piece, maybe get some games in. He is local to our scene, so you can definitely catch him there. Maybe even talk about One Piece, do a box opening.
I do love, man, One Piece is such a fun game. I love the Carta community and, you know, just the Ottawa community in general. I've been seeing you at locals.
Yep.
T-Mac can be, you know, if T-Mac is at a locals, I guarantee you he's looking for cards for his deck list, for his sets. And how many cards do you own? You probably own every single card that's been made so far.
Not anymore. Not anymore. My collection's come down a little bit, but it's still pretty hefty. So you are correct. I do look for a lot of cards, but hey, I love this game. This game is very fun. I love seeing all the people and stuff like that.
It's in a healthy state. It's in a healthy state.
Very healthy state. And soon we even get OPO 7, which is coming out. And then the metagame gets turned on its head once again.
Yeah.
So we're going to go take a little break here. I'm going to go eat the rest of my food. He's going to go and do some roaming and some networking and stuff like that. Thank you for joining me for this.
Thanks so much, man.
Hopefully I can get you back here on another stream. And thanks for being here.
That'd be great, man. Thanks so much. All right, guys, and I hope you're excited for a great final last game of the day.
Hopefully it's our last one. Hopefully we don't have a round 10. I really don't want that.
Yeah.
But one more round to go. It's been easy. Make sure you get hydrated. Take a little break. Stay tuned. Back for the hopefully final round.